You told me to call the police. To set the scene, I had a minor surgery in the morning. Kidney stones aren't fun, and decided that it would be best to Uber to an appointment instead of drive. For most of the Uber drive, everything goes relatively peacefully. We were about 2 minutes out and everything has been going as expected. What I wasn't expecting was for some roided up stress head with four-wheel drive to have an insecure masculinity meltdown. Traffic is a little backed up, and my Uber driver does a socially frowned upon, but not illegal maneuver, as we are stopped to let turning traffic have unrestricted access to a side road. Not something we have to do, as it's not an actual intersection. Uber driver notices that the guy in the right lane has done the same because the gap in front of him is too small for his giant four-wheel drive. She indicates taking that opening and then is immediately honked at by the four-wheel drive. Here's a diagram to show the situation. She looks confused at me and asks if she did anything wrong. I shook my head. We are approaching the lights that caused the backup, and our emotionally stunted four-wheel drive owner speeds violently into the lights, right turning lane, screams at us through his car, gives us the finger, the works. I laugh. The Uber driver ignores. As we continue up to the lights going straight on, four-wheel drive owner slams his four-wheel drive into the straight lane with no warning or indication, and slams his brakes on. It's worth noting that this was done at a well-surveyed set of lights. He's in front of us and brake checks us again as we cross over the lights, and then he turns off on the next side street. The side street I was going to get my Uber driver to drop me off on. I get her to go one street further up and U-turn so as not to antagonize the clearly angry driver and give him time to get ahead. She agrees, does the U-turn, and then turns onto the side street. Only guess what is at the entrance to the street? The four-wheel driver. My eyes roll into the back of my head as I realize there is a pretty solid likelihood this guy is going to come over and try and abuse us. The Uber driver drops me off and asks nervously, "Do you want me to hang around?" But I shake my head. I get my phone out and hit record just in case. And sure enough, as my first steps down to the street happen, Mr. I purchase large cars to make up for deficiencies elsewhere is coming over. He's Greek or Lebanese. I can tell right away. The clothes, the annoying strut, the glasses, the skin tone. Sure enough, he starts right away being verbally aggressive, and his accent confirms my suspicions. For 8 minutes, I let him go, complaining all about her driving, but when I bring up his own actually illegal actions, he says, "So what?" He tells me he doesn't care if I'm recording, does the short man syndrome thing of entering my personal space and calling me tough 'cause you're big, and telling me how hard he is for doing 4 years in prison, and then makes a fatal mistake. He tells me to call the cops. So I do. He is standing there, riled up, a mixture of nervous and self-righteous energy, except I tell the police immediately that I arrived at a location via an Uber and was being harassed. When I mention the word Uber, his head tilts, and when I explain his actions as well as him admitting to them on camera, he looks surprised, and then concerned, and then he runs to his car, but not before I can relay the operator his license plate. Police arrive later, and I show them the video footage of the altercation. I didn't think anything serious would happen, most likely just a fine, unless he'd done this kind of thing before. Turned out, he had done worse. He had been involved in a non-fatal hit and run where the police were only able to get a description of the vehicle and of the driver. He was sentenced just last week, 6 months. Not much, as it was his first offense. At least now when he tells folks he's spent time in prison, he won't be lying. If you want to hear audio from the altercation, check the description link below. So that's all for today. But if you want more, then Please let me know and comment below. If you like what you see, leave a like, pretty please. Subscribe as well and ding that little bell. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.